I have small kids, and my daughter doesn't know how to use the TV remote. She's 7. She's a whiz with the iPad. She's a whiz with any type of connected device. And what I don't think the industry gets right now is that there's a generation of people coming up from underneath this, and their devices, their technology, their ways of doing business aren't even in the consideration set. They're not even on the radar.
The challenge with technology is it sometimes feels a little alienating, and for this reason, in my mind, it doesn't feel like it helps the human condition. Do you feel like the technology, these platforms that we have today, do help brands connect with humans? Now, you and I can, but we don't need a brand to have this connection. So then a brand wants to have part of this dialogue that we have. How are you going to do that? What do you think?
So that's a couple of different things. So one is like, is technology bringing us together, or is it distancing us from each other when we're here in the moment and we're both connected to our phones? And I think that definitely is happening.
Yeah.
And I find that I have to make a conscious effort to put the device down.
Sure.
When I'm one-on-one with people, or I'm home with my family. It's like if I don't consciously think about it, I'm just on it. Now I'm connected in some deeper way to somebody else or something else,
yeah.
But then the one-to-one human interaction suffers. So I think that's something that I think it's an issue, and I don't know how to solve for it. The way that brands might try to get involved with, your connection and my connection through social media or through connected devices, a brand very simply has to be useful. They've got to help me do something. They've got to help me accomplish something. They can't get in the way. They can't create an extra step for me. They've got to do something that just takes an existing behavior and either helps me skip a step or get more efficient with it, or measure information. But there's the behavioral-based engagement with consumers, and then behavioral-based engagement on a brand's part and how to reach people is completely changed. The whole world's just been, flipped on its head.
What are you expecting to see at CES this year?
What I'm hoping to see at CES are products and services, or devices, or ways of communicating with people that are a little bit more intuitive, and that have to do more based on user behavior. What I really like about, obviously, some of the main platforms out there like Instagram that people are using, where they're changing their interface based on how people are using the medium itself. So I'm hoping to see things that are a little bit more intuitive, things that are a little bit more in touch with the consumers themselves. And I think that big brands need to acknowledge that they don't always know what's going to work, and to put something to market that's based on strategy and insights, and obviously taking a little bit of a chance. And this whole notion of the brush fire technique, and kind of placing your bets across a multitude of channels,
sure,
or a multitude of platforms, and then kind of seeing what takes off. The way that tech and design works is it really is like a tribe of people working towards one common goal.
Yeah.
And in unison. Whereas the linear process on how to deliver in the traditional advertising business, yeah, was exactly that. It was linear, so it was sort of a step-based approach. Sort of big name, big ego at the top, pushing things down a hill.
Sure.
And down the hill, you had subject matter expertise that helped deliver. Whereas now you have to sort of move forward on all fronts at once.
Yeah.
And no one piece is any more or less important than the other.
No.
And I hope to see the manifestation of that here at CES.